Hello, and welcome to Stretching the Word. I'm your host, Sister Valerie, and not today, devil, just not this year. Do you remember when you was out there in the world and you wanted to get into that nightclub and you would stand in line and when the doors open, people would start pushing and shoving, and sometimes you would just you have to put your feet, wide-legged, as they say, and just stand your ground, and they would be pushing and pressing from the back, and you would you would just be swaying and carrying on, but you wouldn't fall, but they would be pressing on you because they wanted to get in. Everybody wanted to get in. Or Friday, the Black Friday sale, they Kmart used to have at night, Thanksgiving night. Everybody would be in that line and they would be pressing. The door's going to open in a minute. You could see the people standing at the door. The doors wouldn't even be open, but the crowd would start pressing. They would start pushing. They would start shoving, but you wouldn't go down. I said all that because the times we live in, people, it's so hard to be saved. It's so hard to do the right thing. It's so hard. But when you want something, it's not so hard to stand in that line. It wasn't so hard to, just plant your feet and not plant your feet and be unmovable. Even when the crowd pushed, you would just sway back and forth. You just sway back and forth. But it's so hard to be saved. It's so hard to stand for God. So let's talk about press today. Press, to urge with force or weight, denoting the application of any physical or moral power, something that is to be moved or affected. It says press means to really push or thrust. It means to continue to move forward and go through in a forceful way, preserving or persevering with all you got. So why is so hard? It said the kingdom of God suffered violence, but the violent take it by force. We have to press. We have to push. We have to thrust against the devil, not against people. Like I said, they would be pushing. People would be pushing. But we're not fighting against flesh and blood. But we're fighting against principalities. We're fighting against wickedness in high places. We're fighting against the devil. We're fighting against witches, warlocks, wizards. We're fighting against the spirit of Jezebel. We're fighting against evil forces. It's so hard. No, it's not. It's not hard if that's what you want to do. If you want to stand for God, it's not hard, but you have to press. You have to go forward. Let's go to 2 Corinthians 4, and we're going to start with the 8th verse. And I think we're just going to deal with the 8th verse, 4 and 8. It says, we are hard pressed on every side, but not crushed. Okay? So, we're not crushed. The Hebrew meaning of press means jam, force, to crush, to squash, to bruise, to pulverize. We've been told what to do with Satan's head. To bruise it, to crush it under our feet. So, with that said, yes, we are being hard pressed. We're being hard pressed. Stuff is coming up against us. I'm not denying that fact. That stuff is coming up against you. You just gonna fold? You just gonna take it? Or are you going to press back and keep moving forward? Something's in your way to stop you from where you want to get to. When we was in the world, we didn't let nothing stop us. We would almost get out and push the car if it stopped. If we really wanted to get on that date, if we wanted to go to that date, if we wanted to get to that club, and let the car stop, you would be almost willing to get out there and push it, to make it go forward, to get to where you wanted to get to. But now, any little obstacle is so hard. No. No, it's not so hard. Keep your eye on the prize. Keep your eye on the reward. We press toward the mark of the high calling. Philippians 3:14. You can read it later. We have something that we're pressing toward, something that's worthwhile pressing for. We have great rewards. And we don't even have to wait till we get to where our eternity is. We get rewarded daily because His mercies are new every morning. And God takes pleasure in blessing us. He takes great delight in giving us the desires of our heart. We have to press toward the mark. Once again, I'm not denying that the obstacles are not going to be in your way. What are we going to do? We're going to pulverize them. We're going to crush them. Why? Because we have a champion living inside of us. We have a Spirit of God that is not a failure. Never lost the battle. So we can move forward. We can push forward. Remember, push forward. Move forward. Tell everything. Get out of your way. We have that power. It was given to us. So we do not have to go with it's so hard to live safe. It's not hard. Just make up your mind. You know, it said, pray until something happens. That's true. Pray until something happens. But while we're praying, remember to what? To press